Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. You guys are probably like, who the fuck is she? Who is this girl? We haven't seen her in like mad long. I know, I'm sorry I wasn't consistent. I lied to you guys in my last video and I was like, oh, in 2021, I'm gonna be more consistent. I lied. Life kicked in, work kicked in. As you can see, my background is different. I moved out. Let's throw a party for me. Yeah, so a lot has changed for me. So kind of like life and work and moving out, like I just felt like my head was in like 35 different places. I just couldn't do it. Like I just couldn't focus on YouTube. I feel like YouTube is just such a huge commitment. And I feel like I've just been going through a lot, just moving and just life. So I'm here. We're gonna try this again. Let's do this one more time. So yeah, guys. So today I'm going to talk to you guys. I have like a quick little story time. It's not really quick. I feel like my stories aren't ever quick. I have a story time and it's about the time my bestie robbed me, finessed me, scammed me, like whatever term you want to use, whatever term is popping in your city, in your town. Basically, my bestie at the time finessed me. So stay tuned so y'all can find out what happened. On the track. I think I said this in like one of my previous videos, but I'm not sure. I used to work in a makeup store in a mall for 2 years as an assistant manager. And while working in that store, as an assistant manager, you're basically told to not befriend your sales associates because you're supposed to be like at a higher level than them. Like you're not supposed to be cool with them. You're kind of just supposed to like manage them. But honestly, if you think about it, you're spending more time with the sales associates and the people at work than you are with like your friends and family at home. So, it's just bound to happen that you're going to be friends with, the people that you work with. So it was a whole bunch of us and we all kind of like clicked, but me and this one specific sales associate really, really clicked. Like that was my homegirl. We were the same age, like our birthdays were in the same month. Like we were just really, really cool. And we just became close. So we would like go out to eat after work. We would go shopping after work. We would just do a lot. Like we would spend hours and hours on the phone. Like at the time we were both kind of in similar situations relationship wise. Like we were just super duper duper cool. And a lot happened like within that year. This was probably this is definitely 2018 into 2019. So in 2018, I decided to leave that job because I was like honestly over it. I felt like I was a bit too comfortable and I felt like I needed kind of like a shift. So I decided to start looking for work. And plus a lot was going on in that store, and that's like a story for another day because that shit was just crazy. So I was just like, I'm over it. I need to go. Like I gotta go. November 2018, I finally got another makeup job, and that one was located in Manhattan. So I ended up having to leave the store that I used to work at for my new job, which was similar position, still makeup. I was making more money, and that was in the city. So legit, my last day at that old job was probably, let's say like November 18-ish, I feel. And legit, my last day, my last day after my 2 weeks, this girl also decided to put in her 2 weeks. So she left as well. I had a job secured and I was just like, okay, I know for sure like I'm gonna have money coming in, I'm leaving. She just quit because I quit, I feel. And I felt like she didn't feel like she had anybody at the time. She was like not really cool with anybody that was there. So she just was like, my homegirl is up and leaving, so I'm about to up and leave too, which is fine, whatever. So I was at my new job in the city, settling in and stuff like that. And things were going well. Like things were great. Everything was great. Like the team that I worked with at that time was great. Like it was just like a great experience. And for me, I love, love, love the city. I went to high school in Manhattan. So I'm like super duper familiar with the area. I just love Manhattan. And I feel like it's such a sophisticated and classy vibe. And I feel like honestly, Brooklyn is ghetto. Well, not where I live is ghetto, but just I feel like Brooklyn is just ghetto. I feel like Manhattan is just very classy, like me. Let's fast forward 5 months. So let's say November, December, Yeah, like 5 months. So let's March. We're going to March now. And I'm a Pisces. You know, best sign ever. Best sign ever. A week before my birthday, um, legit was like just the worst freaking week of my life. Legit, I came to work and there were like boxes everywhere and they were like, all right, you guys, we're gonna close the store down, like, you know, y'all are basically out of a job. Hey guys, so look at all of these boxes like that they brought to us and like bubble wrap. So I think we're closing, so just prepare yourselves to like look for another job and stuff. And I didn't know what I was gonna do. Like, I had left my old job. I thought I was like the, you know, baddest bitch, you know, telling people, oh, I'm making more money and I'm in the city now and da 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 da, and just basically like bigging up myself. And to lose my job, and the company publicly like made an announcement and basically said we're closing down all these stores and da 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 da. I was super embarrassed. So at that time, beginning of March 2019, I had money saved up, obviously, because I'm like smart as fuck. So I was like, you know, I had money saved up because that's just, you know, you never want to not have any money saved up. But I did not have any money coming in because I had lost my job. So I'm legit doing this backstory so you can kind of trickle in and you'll see why I, you know, did this little backstory. Like I said, my birthday was in March, and I think at that time, I think I did like a dinner at like a fancy hibachi restaurant in Bay Ridge in Brooklyn, and I had like all my friends come, and they knew that I was out of a job. I didn't care. I'm like an open book. I tell my friends like everything that's basically going on with me, and I told that girl that as well. I'm gonna call her, because I keep calling her the girl, but I just feel like no. We're gonna call her Jamaica. I don't know why. So we're gonna call her Jamaica. So basically, so basically, Jamaica didn't come to my birthday dinner because of her situation at the time, and I completely understood. I wasn't, you know, feeling any type of way or anything like that. I'm not that type of person. So, like I shared with you guys before, our birthdays were in the same month. We're different signs though. So I'm a Pisces, the best sign on earth, and she's an Aries because her birthday was towards like the end of the month. So after my birthday, we were like, all right, you know, she was saying like, oh, since I didn't get to show up to your birthday, we got to plan something for my birthday because it's coming up. And I'm big on birthdays. I feel like it's like God basically giving you another chance at life, another year to live. So I was like, yeah, sure. Like, let's figure out what we can do. Like, let's find something to do because, you know, we didn't see each other in a while since we basically, you know, stopped working at the same place. We hadn't seen each other. And I was like, you know, I need a girls' night. I'm stressed out. I need to kind of release, you know, myself and just have fun because I was out of a job. Like, I was just like, I need a girls' night out. So her and I were trying to find places to have this girls' night out. We were trying to find places to go. We were trying to find like lounges, like where you can like, you know, eat and kind of smoke hookah and drink and like, you know, just have a great time. So she basically told me about this one place called Nirvana. And I'm going to put it like right here. So basically, Nirvana is like this lounge that's like in Brooklyn by like Sheepshead Bay. And, you know, I was fine with it because it was close to where I had lived at the time. So I was like, okay, I'm fine. Like, I know the area. I'll know how to get home. Until I went through the reviews and like saw people basically saying like, oh, this place gets shot up. This place is ghetto. This place is hood. And I'm not that way. I'm not hood. I'm not ghetto. I don't like hood or ghetto activities. So I was just like, maybe not Nirvana. Like, I was like, I just don't feel comfortable going there. I don't want to go there. Look at the reviews. Like, people get shot every fucking week. Like, I just didn't want to go. So I was just like, no, like, let's just find like another place to go to, somewhere a bit more safe, where I would feel a bit more comfortable. Because there's hella places to go to in Brooklyn, like hella places. So we were still trying to find another place to go to. And at this point, I had then invited my friend Kyla. And you guys know Kyla from my Celebrity Smash Your Pass video. Like, that's like my homegirl, my sis. Like, we're super duper cool. Like, that's my bitch. So I had invited her and I was like, hey, like, you know, it'll be cool for all of us to go out and we can all have a girls' night because I feel like I hadn't seen Kyla in a while. And she's like a good time, like good to hang out with, good energy, good vibes. So I was like, I hadn't seen her in a while and hadn't seen you in a while. So it'll be cool for us to all come together and just have a good girls' night. We all deserve it. We all deserve to be outside looking fly and shit. So when I told her that I was inviting my friend Kyla, her response was, oh, okay. Like it was really dry, but at that time I didn't pick up on it. And I'm thinking, like, maybe, how friends are when they're like super territorial over their friends. And they're just like, oh, like, I don't want you to be anybody else's friends. Like, you're my friend. So I felt like that's what that was. But I didn't look too deep into it. I was just like, all right, whatever, who cares? So she finally came back to me sometime later and was like, okay, girl, I found a spot. It's a spot that I had went to before, and it's a good vibe. The music is popping, the drinks are lit, the food is good. Like, it's just such a vibe. Like, we should go. And it's by the water, so whatever. It's like great. So I'm like, okay, like I love being by the water. And I was like, I love a good vibe, so let's go. We picked the day we were going. It was a Saturday, and I feel like I took off from work that day or something like that. And the time that we decided to meet up was 11:30. Okay. I'm the type of person, I do not like to be late. I hate being late. I hate waiting on people, and I hate when people have to wait on me. It's like, it makes me cringe. Like, I just don't like being late because I just feel like, I don't know why. I just feel like I just hate having people wait on me because I know how bad I hate waiting on people to do stuff. So I'm always very conscious with my time. So we decided 11:30. Okay. So I told my homegirl Kyla, like, hey girl, like we're gonna meet up at 11:30. And at this time, Kyla and I lived really close to each other. Like we could walk to each other's houses if we wanted to. So I was like, hey girl, like we're gonna leave at 11:30. You could come by me, and then we'll just go straight to the club and meet her at the club, because at the time she lived on like the other side of Brooklyn. She lived really far from both of us. So it didn't make sense for us to go to meet her to then to go to the club, because the club was closer to me and Kyla's house. So Kyla was like, okay, cool, no problem. We were cool with us separately meeting together at the club. So I get ready, get dressed, put my makeup on, do my hair, and I was ready to go. So mind you, like I said, I'm always early, sometimes too early. So I feel like, okay, I probably was done getting ready at like maybe 10:45, because I was like, when you like put your makeup on and you look good, you want to like, take a couple of snaps and a little, Instagram videos and like show people how cute you are. So that's what I decided to do. So I was waiting and waiting and waiting, and like maybe 11:15 came, and my friend had called me. Jamaica. I keep calling her my friend. Jamaica called me. It was like, hey girl, like what you doing? And I'm like, oh, like I'm, waiting. Like I have my makeup on, I have, my shoes, I'm, ready to go. And, I'm just, ready to go. And she was basically like, oh, like I'm not ready yet because my baby father didn't come home. Like he didn't pick up, because she had a baby. And she was like, oh, like he didn't come home yet, so I don't have anybody to watch the baby right now. But I'm getting ready as like I'm waiting for him to come home. So when he comes home, I'm gonna just switch. We're gonna switch, and I'm just gonna leave, and he's just gonna, come start watching the baby. So I was like, okay, cool. So like around 11:30 now, Kyla's on calling me like, hey girl, I'm ready. What's up? What we doing? And I'm like telling her like, okay, my other friend Jamaica is not ready yet. So we gotta like, let's just wait a little bit for her to see if she's ready so we can then, go and meet at the same time. So Jamaica then calls me again, and she's like, telling me again that she's not ready. So I'm just like, okay, I'm starting to get annoyed because mind you, I had been ready at 10:45. It was 11 something. I'm starting to get tired. I was just like, okay, like we got to hurry this up. Like it's about that time. So I had like Jamaica on one end and I had Kyla on the other end. And basically again, like Jamaica was just telling me she wasn't ready. Her baby father still wasn't home. So in my mind, I was like, okay, well, how about Kyla and I leave together, go to the club, and we can hang out at the club and wait for you to come. Oh no, I don't want that to happen because it's my birthday and my plan was to come by you and then we go to the club together. Why would you want to do that? Like, that's mad wrong. That's not even the plan. So I'm like, okay, well, wait till 12. Like, and if your baby father's still not home, like, then I don't know, we'll figure something out. So she's like, all right, cool. So I hung up with her, and then I'm like calling Kyla. I was like legit going back and forth like a damn crazy ass messenger. I was just like going back and forth trying to tell them both, like, okay, this is what's happening, this is the plan, this is what we're doing. So I had called Kyla afterwards and was like, hey girl, okay, 12 o'clock is the new time. She's waiting for her baby father to get home. When he gets home, we'll be out. So she's like, hi, like, I'm tired, girl. I was at work all day. Like, I'm ready to basically like knock out. So if she's not ready by like 12:15, then it's it. Like, that's it. It's clipped. Like, I'm not going anymore. I'm like, okay, all I could do at this point was just play the waiting game. So I'm waiting and waiting and waiting for Jamaica to call me to tell me her baby father came home to watch the baby so she can go to the club. Jamaica then calls me, not at 12, not at 12:15, not at 12:30, nor 12:45, but at 1 o'clock. Jamaica calls me telling me she's on her way to my house. She was on her way to my house at 1 o'clock. Kyla already clocked out at this point. Kyla then called me, and I put this on. I wish I had like the text messages. I don't even know where everything is at. She called me and texted me. No, she called me and basically told me she wasn't coming anymore, which was cool. Then we got off the phone with each other, and she texted me and was like, Kai, I get a bad vibe about this situation. Something seems off with this girl. Keep your guard up. And I was like, this is my bestie. This is my bitch. She's my best friend. Don't worry about Jamaica. Jamaica's lit. She my homie. She would never cross me. Like, this is my girl. And she was like, okay, guys, just keep your guard up. Cool. So finally, Jamaica finally gets to my house. Now, mind you, the club had closed at 4. And she got to my house at like, maybe like 1:30, 1:35, 1:45-ish. And she's like, hey, girl. And she's like, all right, well, I finally made it. Like, let's take pictures. So now we're outside. Mind you, we got to get to the club, taking pictures. And I'm just like, I was getting like super annoyed because you were late. I was ready since 10. And you want to take pictures like you're Naomi Campbell. And it's like, no, let's get to where we need to go. So I had to call an Uber. We get to the club now. And we finally go inside. And everything's cool. We finally made it to the club. And we order... I was hungry because I hadn't eaten all day. I decided to order food. So I got the menu and I'm like, girl, I'm hella hungry. I'm about to order something to eat because, a bitch gotta eat. Like, I can't sit here and drink on an empty stomach and smoke hookah on an empty stomach. Like, I'll be sick and then our night will be ruined. So I had ordered like some calamari and like french fries, like something light, nothing too heavy because like nobody's about to have freaking steak, mashed potatoes at a club, like at a lounge. So I ordered like some finger foods or whatever. So I had ordered the food and I had asked her like, hey girl, like, you're not about to order food, you not hungry? And she was like, no, it's okay. And I was like, all right, well, you can have some of mine because, I'm probably not going to eat all of it, but you can have some of mine. So, that was cool. So then I'm like, okay, I think I want to order a drink. So she had ordered a Patron margarita. At this time, I've never had a Patron margarita ever. I don't think I ever even had a margarita. So I was just like, okay, I'm out. Like, it's a girls' night. It's my birthday, low-key celebration, even though it was like 2-3 weeks after. And I was like, I'm about to give me a Patron margarita. Shit, fuck it. So I ordered a Patron margarita with her. So mind you, y'all, I ordered the calamari, the fries, the Patron margarita for myself. And she had ordered a Patron margarita for herself. So it came time for us to buy the hookah. And I've done hookah a lot before, but it's not my thing. I was like, I want a fruit flavored hookah. And she was like, no, let's do like mint mixed with this. And we gonna concoct some shit. We gonna mix this with this. I'm looking at the menu and it's basically saying like, I think like maybe either $5 to $10 extra or maybe even fucking 15. Probably $10 to $15 extra for every additional flavor that you add on. I was like, okay, bitch, I'm okay with like this fruit flavor and that's it. I was super conscious about spending while I was out because I knew I didn't have money coming in. So it doesn't make sense to be spending money balling like I had all this money. I mean, I had a lot of money, but I wasn't trying to ball out that night. Like, I just wasn't trying to because I didn't have money coming in. I was being smart. So she then decides to like order the hookah. She figured out which flavor she wants. She basically told the waitress like she wanted this flavor mixed with that flavor and fruit mixed with mint and mint mixed with this and mint mixed with that. It was just like this weird concoction of flavors that she decided to tell the waiter that she wanted, to the point where I feel like we probably had 3 different flavors in one hookah. So it was probably like blueberry, strawberry, mint, like something like that, which meant additional $10 to $15 each additional flavor. So we had 2 additional flavors. We were spending either $20 extra on this hookah or $30 extra on this hookah. But okay, cool. So then now we're drinking, we're vibing. It's a good night. Like, we're doing our little snap videos, doing our little thing. Like, it was fun. So we both had finished our Patron margaritas. The waitress comes back and she's like, oh, like, what do you guys want? What do you guys want to drink? And my friend is like, Jamaica was like, let me get another Patron margarita. Let me get another Patron margarita. You want a Patron margarita, Kai? And I was just like, yeah, sure, girl. Live it up. It's your birthday. You only live once. YOLO, whatever. So I decided to get another Patron margarita. And I feel like the Patron margarita was either $15 or $20. So got another one. Drinking the Patron margarita. It was a vibe. Everything was cool. The night was going well. We had ordered another drink, maybe I did order a wine, and I feel like she did order another Patron margarita. It was getting late. The club was closing. Everybody was leaving. People were paying their bills. The waitresses were coming around and giving everybody their checks. And we got our check. Our check basically was maybe $350. So I was like, okay, I'm going to pay 180 something. So I gave the waitress my card, and my friend also gave the waitress her card in the same envelope. And you split it. You're just like, all right, we're going to do 180 on this card, and you can do like 150 something on this card or whatever like that. So we basically then give the waitress our card, and then we're just sitting there chatting like, yeah, girl, this was fun. We got to do this again. This was a vibe. Yeah, girl. And then the waitress came back and was like, oh, all right, so you can sign your card, but ma'am, Jamaica, your card declined. I was like, declined? Declined? Like, in my head, like, you know how you get secondhand embarrassment? Instead of Jamaica being like, hey, okay, I have another card, or, can we, swipe it again? Like, she gets mad at the waitress and she's like, excuse me, no, because I did have money on this card. What are you talking about? I have money on my card. Go swipe it again. I did have money on my card. And the waitress is just like, okay, like, I'll go swipe it again. And I'm sitting there, bitch, signing my check because I'm just like, listen, I'm not about to spend no $350. I'm not paying for nobody. I'm not paying for nobody's shit. We're grown. We're adults. If you know that you wanted to come out, you should have money on that card. I'm not paying for it. Shit. Okay? Okay. So the waitress then goes with her card again, swipes her card again. Sure enough, came back and was like, listen, ma'am, like, your card declined. Like, it declined. So then Jamaica starts getting even more mad, and she's like, no, I did have money on that card. No. Let me go swipe it. I'm swiping it. So she then goes with the lady, goes to the cash register to help her swipe the card as if she don't know how to swipe the card already. And it's just like, this lady knows how to, like, everybody knows how to swipe a card. Like, it's one way to swipe a card. The lady is over there swiping. She's getting frustrated because Jamaica won't let up. I'm getting frustrated and embarrassed. Mind you, I had the money to pay for her and mine. Like, I had enough money to cover the whole bill. But my whole thing is the principle. My whole thing is, we knew we were going out. We both stated we were coming out. You ordered hella stuff. I ordered stuff. I paid my half for the bill. Where's your half? Like, where is it? So she comes back to the table now. Jamaica comes back to the table, and she's like, I don't know, because I don't know, my card not working, and I know I got money on the card. I'm about to check right now. I'm about to call the bank. It was 4 a.m. What bank finna pick up at 4 a.m, girl? They don't work 24/7. Like, call the bank for what? To speak to who? Who? Who finna pick up at 4 in the morning? Nobody. So she's like, I'm calling the bank and this is ridiculous. I have money on my card. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe you can go to like the ATM and like maybe you can like take out money and pay it in cash or something like that. Just trying to give solutions, knowing damn well I was pissed on the inside. I was ready to go. I was tired. I was over it. My feet was hurting because I had on heels. I was embarrassed. I was just like ready to go at that point. So like any solution that I could think of in my tired ass brain at that point, I was trying to give her. So she went to the ATM. She tries to take out money. She tried to take out $20, right, from the ATM. It did not work. She came back with a receipt from the ATM complaining, stating that the ATM took $20 from her. So she comes to the table with the thin ass receipt and she's like, look, because it took my money and it took my money and I did try to take $20 out and it took my money. And I was just like, let me see, girl. Like, I'm weak because I was like, let me see the receipt, girl. And I'm looking at the receipt and I'm just like, oh no, did it take your money? Like at this point, I was just like, I don't give a fuck who money it take. I don't give a fuck if it took mine. Pay your bill. I'm ready to go. So then after that, she's complaining that the ATM took her money. She complaining that the waitress swiped her card wrong. And I was just like, oh my God, like I'm not washing dishes. Period. Like, I already lost my fucking job. I'm not washing no dishes. Like, I just don't have the time or the patience for any of this bullshit. So I was just like sitting there. At that point, I was sitting there playing games on my phone. I swear to God, I was playing games on my phone because I was like, she gonna have to find a way to figure out how to fucking pay this bill. So the waitress goes and gets the owner of the club now and calls the owner over and is basically having the owner talk to us, or well, not really me because I paid my piece, but talk to her and tell her like, bro, like your card isn't working. Like, how are you gonna pay this bill? You got to figure something out because there's like over $100 left on your bill. So she then now is like, I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna call my baby father and see if he could cash out me some money so I could pay the bill. Call the baby father. I don't even think he picked up. He basically like couldn't cash out her the money for the bill, like something. I don't know what the fuck happened, but all in all, he was no help. Okay. So she's then sitting there trying to figure out what to do. She then is like, okay, well, like, is it possible like you can pay for me, like pay the other half and I'll like give you the cash back for it? I felt like in any situation, like if like money, I needed to like cover my friends for anything or pay for anything, I would do so. But for me, this situation, I did not feel like doing it. Like I felt like the principal, like I just felt like I should not have to pay because we both know we were going out. Like I just felt like no, like I should not have to pay like $300. I was like, no, like I don't feel like paying it. So what I told Jamaica was like, oh, I don't have any money left on my card. Lying, I had bread. I just didn't feel like I shouldn't have paid it. Like to me, that was just like, why? So then I was like, no, I don't have money on my card. Like, I'm not really working. Like, I can't pay it. So after that, she's like, oh, okay, well, I don't know. Like, they gonna have to let us go because I don't know. And I was just like, okay, well, they gonna let me go. You probably gonna have to stay wash some dishes and mop the floor because I don't know how you finna get out of this. So she started to get an attitude again with the waitress and the owner. And at this point, I started to get really frustrated with her because it's like you're wrong and strong, basically. Like you know you're wrong. You have no money to pay your bill, and instead of you being humble and being like, I can't pay it. I'm sorry. Is there anything I can do? Like, is it possible? Maybe I can leave my ID here or leave something here and come back and pay, or like she didn't do that. So she was just catching the attitude, basically telling them to swipe her card for like the 30th time, and how she got money on the card and she got this and she got that and da 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 da. She just kept going on and on and on to the point where the owner was just like, just go. Legit, he was just like, just get the fuck out, just go. Legit cursed at us and everything, was like, get the fuck out, just go, 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 don't come back, go. And when I tell you, I've never been so embarrassed in my life. I knew like I paid my piece It was just so embarrassing, like secondhand embarrassment for the most part. So we walked out, went outside, and she's dead cursing at the waitress as we're walking out, like, bitch, well, I don't know, you don't know how to swipe a card because I know I got money. I know I got money. And the waitress is just like, okay, like, stacking her receipts for the night or whatever. And I was just like embarrassed as fuck. So I'm just like ready to go home. I'm like, there's no going anywhere after this. It's time to fucking go home. Ain't no more money need to be spent because we need to go home. So I get the Uber for us. And like when the club closes, like people be standing out in front of the club, like people don't really be going home and stuff like that. So it was like this group of guys like standing outside the club. And I started to get upset because it was just like, bro, you couldn't even pay your bill. Like, let alone you couldn't pay it. Why are you entertaining them? Are they gonna pay your bill for you? Like, is that what you're trying to do? If so, then get them to pay the bill. But if not, it's time to go. I'm just like, bruh, like the Uber is here, mamas. Like, let's go. So the Uber is there. I get into the Uber and she's still outside. As I'm like in the Uber, she's still outside talking to these niggas. So she comes around now and the guy comes to my door to try to talk to her through my door, like past me through the door. And I closed the door in his face because I was just like, my guy, like, it's time to go. We not entertaining this. It's like, you mad hood. Your pants are like sagging OD. Like, you wasn't even, like, you not even it to be talking to right now. So we're in the Uber home and she's basically saying like, this is crazy because I know I got money on the car and this is good. I have money and I got bread and da-da-da-da-da and I don't know what they talking about and this and that and this and that. And I was just like, oh, okay. Like, I was like, yeah, this was, fun. This was a good night. Oh, great. The Patron margarita and the hookah. Woo. Like, I'm just like basically like ready to go home. I was over it. So I finally got home late. Like, I probably got home at like 4:30, around like 4:30, 5 o'clock. The next day, I remember like telling my mom and Kyla, because Kyla was supposed to come out with us. And I was like, you would not believe what the fuck happened when we went out. So I basically gave them the rundown, like, oh, we were out and ordering food and drinks and I paid for my bill and she couldn't pay hers and it was asking me to pay for her. And she was just basically, being weird. And Kyla was like, yo, she didn't want me to come because she knew what type of scam she was trying to pull. And I was like, you are fucking right. Because if you think back, when I was telling her my homegirl was coming, she had an issue. She didn't want her to come. She kept dragging out the time because I told Jamaica, like, hey, my friend Kyla said if it's past 12:15, she's not coming. So I feel like Jamaica purposely waited past that time to like maybe want something to then be like, hey girl, I'm ready to go, knowing that Kyla, my other friend, wasn't gonna come after 12:15. So she basically plotted the whole situation and then for me to like pay her bill. Like, she plotted the whole situation for me to pay for her birthday dinner bill after she didn't even show up to mine. And then what pissed me off is like legit maybe a few days later, like she was calling me and I just didn't want to be like, I didn't want to speak to her. I didn't want to have anything to do with her because I was just like, you knew what you were doing. Like, this was a setup. Like, you knew what you were doing. Because how is it? You told me when we were at the table trying to pay the bill, like, oh, can you pay for it for me and I'll give you back the money? When were you going to give me back the money? We don't live anywhere near each other. You live like on the other side of Brooklyn. So how were you going to give me back $100 or something? How? Because when she said that, I was like, okay, like, how would we do it? Like, and she was just like, I don't know. Like, I'll ask my baby father to give me the money and then I'll give it to you. How? So then after that, I just kept feeling like, all right, this was a scam. Like, she kept trying to call me and she didn't bring it up. And I'm just like, bruh, like, are you not about to bring up how you didn't have $100 and something to pay for your bill and you wanted me to cover it? And I told you I wasn't working and I didn't have a job. Like, how inconsiderate was that? But she never brought it up. She wanted to act like everything was cool, act like everything was fine, and like, that we had a great night all around. But we didn't. It was the worst. It sucked. It was the worst night ever. So I remember like she would just call me and I just like stopped answering, stopped talking to her about it. And I remember then she called me and was like, "Oh, you're being mad distant. Like, why are you being so distant? Like, why?" And I was just like, I've been going through a lot. I've been like trying to find a job. I finally found it. At that time, it was like maybe April, beginning of April, because her birthday was the end of March. And I had finally got a job again. So I was like, oh, I've just been busy working. And I guess she felt some type of way about that. And then like unfollowed me on Instagram and like never talked to me again. And she then followed me again, like maybe like a year afterwards, and legit did not bring it up ever again and just was like following me and not saying anything. And I was just like, this is really odd, really weird. So, all in all, I feel like this girl tried to finesse me and tried to scam me or rob me or whatever the proper term is. And my friend Kyla knew what the fuck was up. Like she knew. And I feel like, yo, Kyla, this is like not the first time that she's done that. Like I feel like she always like has advice or has some sort of like vision about people, and she'll tell me beforehand, and my gullible stupid behind will be like, oh, like I'll always be like, oh, no, they're regular, like this person is a good person, they're normal, like things are fine. Meanwhile, the person is like a serial killer. So guys, that's the end of my story time about how my friend scammed, robbed, finessed, whatever she did to me. And I want to know, have you guys ever been in a situation like that where somebody close to you or like a friend or a family member ever like tried to finesse you out some money or like try to like low-key scam you or like do some shit to y'all? Let me know in the comments below, because I definitely want to know, and we're going to interact in the comments, and I want to know if that ever happened to you guys. So guys, thank you so much for tuning into my channel, and I promise this time, oh my god, I'm going to be more consistent, and I'm going to post whenever I can. It's definitely not going to be 11 months like how it's been this last time, but I'm definitely going to post more often. And I'm going to like find content, find things to like post and show you guys. Let me know in the comments what y'all want to see. Let me know in the comments if anybody, if a family member or a friend or anybody tried to ever scam y'all, and we could chat about it. Thank you guys. Bye.